Hello, again, home videos. I'm AsIRant, and this guy is JamesFiarito12345678.
I'm changing my username, so yeah, I'm not that anymore.
I don't think you can change your username.
As in, I'm getting rid of that account altogether and starting a new one.
Okay, then.
So ignore what he just said.
And this is our review of the worst horror movie ever, Jason X. See that piece of shit right there?
Even though it's backwards.
Power Ranger Jason. Go, go, Power Rangers!
Yep. Mutant spawn of Power Rangers and Mrs. Voorhees nailing each other.
Anyway, the movie starts out as a random ass bloodstream, and the
Not
blood...
really. How the hell is he captured by a freaking government anyways?
I have no idea, but
It's
the
a
blood...
freaking zombie. He'd freaking kill him.
But the blood looks like cherry Kool-Aid.
Yeah, it's freaking...
And inside the government facility, he's surrounded by a bunch of water.
Why is there a cryogenic freezer in a government testing facility?
I have no freaking idea.
And how the hell does he stab a, probably steel sword through a freaking plated metal freaking cryogenic freezer door?
Welcome to Hollywood. Anyways, our old friend Jason is frozen.
And now it's in the year 2455. How stupid is that?
Him, along with his victim, are thought out into the future.
And in space.
And girls are still sluts in the future.
And in space.
Now what?
I don't know, let's talk about how the robot chick's nipples fall off.
Oh yeah, the dude had to screw on the robot chick's nipples.
She wanted boobs because one of the other sluts had them, but her nipples fell off like coins.
And that slut was twisting some other guy's nipple in some bedroom.
With the freaking pliers.
And the guy was wearing lingerie. What kind of weird fetish is that?
Freaking pink lingerie. The only thing not covered in lingerie was his freaking nipple.
Fucking in space in a bedroom in a rocket ship.
Who's probably gay and doesn't want to admit it. That's why he's wearing her lingerie. Yeah.
There's plenty of things wrong with this movie. The bad acting.
The horrible, horrible death scenes. Like how he sticks her face in liquid nitrogen, smashes it on a table.
She cryogenically freezes this chick's face, smashes it on the table,
and drops her body on the floor. Cuts a guy in half. And then there's this freaking pendulum that's like, makes no sense why it's even there. He stabs some chick on it.
And the video game simulation, where they're fighting this badly computer animated alien thing, and Jason comes into the computer simulation as well and cuts the other two people. And it looks like he sliced bologna, okay?
Yeah, and he dices this one girl on a freaking like fence-like thing on the freaking wall of a spaceship. Rips some guy to shreds. This movie is freaking terrible. If I had to say something about this, I'd say that it was more of a comedy than a freaking horror film. And this is like the 9th sequel in the Jason movie. I think that they should just freaking give it up already.
They should have stopped at the 3rd. And then just made Freddy vs. Jason after that.
Yeah. Of course, if they would have stopped at the 3rd, it probably wouldn't have gotten to be such a big icon why they made Freddy vs. Jason.
Good point.
You have to forget there was like almost the same amount of sequels of Friday the 13th than this.
And you know how he became Power Ranger Jason?
Through a freaking reanimation station.
Yeah, the Robo Chick decided to suit up in robot gear.
He freaking gave her an upgrade after he nailed her freaking thing, and she's an android. He nailed an android he made.
Yeah, anyway, the android murdered Jason after she did a shitload of flips in the air which look completely fake. They over-exaggerate everything.
It looks like she did 10,000 flips on fast forward.
And all of a sudden...
And blew his freaking head off.
He magically upgrades, grows...
To the mutant offspring of the Power Ranger and Mrs. Voorhees.
He magically grows a mask.
And then he flies through space like he's in a gay, like this, with a black eye and a pink spacesuit right in his back.
Yeah, he was wrestling a black guy in space.
The black guy gave him some kind of pissed off look before he frickin' kicked his ass.
And then they set themselves on fire as they huddle toward the earth or whatever.
They really doused themselves in gas and lit a match.
I was so happy when every single person got killed. Well, the Robo Chick didn't get killed. Her head was left, and her head was still talking.
He punched her once, and her head flew off, and it stayed alive.
And started to talk.
That's really realistic.
Talking frickin' heads. The Talking Heads, that's a band.
God. Not to mention his eye looks like Sauron from freaking Lord of the Rings.
This movie disgusted me.
Look at the freaking eye. The red freaking eye.
And the covers, not to mention ripping off the Halloween original movie cover with a sword in the middle and the...
What are you talking about? The original Halloween cover had the guy's hand holding a knife. No, I had a pumpkin holding a knife.
Whatever.
It like had the pumpkin like this, and it was like the pumpkin is a whole bunch of like triangles getting smaller, and the first one was a knife. The original Halloween cover looked pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah. I'm so pissed off I had to watch this. I'd rather listen to Justin Bieber's My World CD twice.
And Linkin Park's 1,000 Suns 10 times, and that is just freaking horrible.
He hates that CD. I don't
that
think
CD
it's
is
that
the
bad.
worst frickin' thing ever. I'd rather listen to Justin Bieber than that CD. Freaking techno Linkin Park.
Hopefully their next album isn't like this, and yes, Linkin Park did announce they're coming out with a new album. And why are we talking about Linkin Park in a Jason X review?
Because we started talking about what you'd rather listen to than watch this movie again.
Anyway, I'd like to give this movie negative 15 out of 5 stars.
I'm going to give it negative affinity. Infinity. I mispronounced that.
Anyway, this has been AsIRant and JamesFiarito, a bunch of numbers, aka with his new username he's gonna think of somehow, with a Jason X movie review. Stay tuned tomorrow. What was that for?
You mentioned my gay username again.
Stay tuned tomorrow to see me and the rest of the Armageddon crew make a bunch of random ass videos. So until then, don't get raped.
Terrible.
Peace!